I'm your host Arwin, and before I start the show, please don't forget to share it on any platform you deem fit, and if you haven't already, follow me here on Rumble and be here. And before I start the show, please don't forget to share it on any platform you deem fit, and if you haven't already, follow me here on Rumble and be here when I'm going live, which is normally 2 PM Amsterdam time every day. And please also do support me through the PayPal, Patreon, Gifts and Go, links are in the description box below, or send me a super chat over at the Rumble live chat when the show is live, or subscribe to my channel and support me that way. Any support would be greatly appreciated. I could really use it. Somebody gave me like $5 super chat. That would be great. I'd be very thankful. Right. Weather today is great. It was a real turnaround last night, where suddenly, like, just out of nowhere, like the winds just changed. Started blowing and got really cooled off, and like everything cooled off. It was crazy because even like 5 hours after that point, right inside of the house, like in the corridors and all that, like it was still hot. It was still hot there, but like in my room it had cooled off because I have the door open here always, right? So the heat there was so much heat just compacted and absorbed it throughout the building, but on the outside it was cooling down, and it is just really beautiful, bright, intense blue sky with a bunch of clouds hanging around. Just like one of those paintings, beautiful sights. And they're not like, the clouds up there aren't like rushing by or anything. There's wind at ground level, but up there it seems almost like it's all just that hanging still. Remarkable. It's not moving. I can't tell whether it's moving that way or that way. It just can't tell. Sorry. It's hard to point the camera and do something in front of it at the same time. Just look at how blue that is. Right. And I mean, it's still warm outside. It's just not like you can barely breathe and you can't walk barefoot because then you burn your soles kind of heat. It's just more like it was in May. Just really pleasant. A little bit warm, but not too much. Nice breeze. Plenty of sun. I had a great sleep this night because, I mean, the cooling factor was just a great relief. And there were, like, with the cold wind, like, also no bugs. Like, that's the great thing about and suddenly a cool breeze comes in, all the bugs just go fuck off. They just go sit somewhere in a corner that go back to sleep. Because bugs always get restless when it's hot. They function more or something because of the heat. So it's just great. Can't believe I can be so happy about just the weather. I don't know what that is. Right, so anyhow, it is Thursday, the 3rd of July 2025. Temperature's 21 degrees, right? I mean, that's a pretty big jump from 33 yesterday to 21. It's kind of funny. It has nothing to do with anything. But when I met my ex-girlfriend, I was very cute. No, I wasn't 30. She was. Okay, never mind. That has nothing to do with anything. Right. Yeah, so 21 degrees Celsius, 54% humidity, 13 kilometers an hour wind, 12 at night. I mean, that's a very doable temperature. It's going a bit up by tomorrow, but then going down again. Then over the weekend it's gonna get all rainy and cool down. And then by next week, Wednesday, it's gonna warm back up again. So it's a lot of swings with this temperature between the between 17 and 30. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. A bit of up and down. I actually kind of like it. It's just a bit of hot weather, but not too long. And then again, and then it goes away again quick. I kind of like that. I think the plants are also just fine with. There's no super dried out plants anywhere. Everything seems to be growing just great. I mean, there's some of the grass kind of seems to be just a little, because maybe on average it hasn't really rained too much. Like, it did rain a bit yesterday, but not very hard, not very long. Just like one bucket moment where just intense rain. It lasted like, I think like 15 seconds, and then it kind of just stopped again. Like, oh, okay. Somebody just sprayed a bunch of water and then just stopped, like they were watering the flowers or something. Weird. But thank God that they watered the flowers. Anyhow, look at me being all enthusiastic about the weather. Rambling on about it for 8 minutes. Right, hope everybody's having a great day out there. I am. I slept great. Very deep. Lots of dreams. But yeah, nothing I'm gonna share with you guys. Dreams about ladies. And like, I like those dreams. It's all... Because when I dream about ladies, it's more about like subtleties and just energy things. It's not about, oh, sex and all that. No, I'm not. My dreams are not like primitive like that. I don't have suppressed primitive needs that are expressing themselves in my dreams. It's more about the energy exchange. And like in the past too, it was like a person would just, a woman, girl would just fascinate me like with their stance. And then it's like I want to find out like what the reasons are of why you are the way you are. And just want to get really close to figure it out. That sort of thing. I mean, yeah. Look at me rambling on. Right, but I mean the heat's lifted, so now it's like when it's really hot, all that rambling, it just kind of stops because it's like, it's too hot. But then you kind of stop paying attention to that side. And then when it cools down again, it kind of, the rambling just starts rolling. With less consciousness. Now it's like, oh yeah, wait, the temperature's different, I'm gonna function different, and okay, I have to orient myself. Anyhow. Ah, nice to take a sip of coffee without immediately breaking out in a sweat. Or feeling like if I immediately take another sip, I might pass out. Because when yesterday it was so freaking hot, man. I did really well for a show with that kind of temperature. Show went great. But it was just tropical to me. It's too hot for comfort. I was kind of like, oh god, I hope it's not going to be like this every time, the whole summer. And yeah, it isn't. Woo! Right. Had a great bunch of conversations yesterday on Discord too. With Jin. Jin was super fired up. It's like it was like a warlord vibe to him. It's kind of intimidating. He was still staying positive with it, but he was just like he just wanted to put ballers in their place. Like, and he had like that real dominant vibe with it. It was kind of fascinating. Because normally he's like really relaxed and careful. Anyhow. Again, I hope everybody out there is having a great day. So I got a Rogan's up from somebody. 8 watching, not a lot. I mean, maybe me rambling on about the weather was not exactly what you had hoped. And I mean, I'm moving on, don't worry about it. I can just sometimes have a lot of feelings I feel like expressing over very little things. And it might seem to other people like that's all completely inconsequential, but those are the things that are there, and I'm just like more open to receive it, the details of it. It's like these are parts of like the miracles of life, like what it is to live. And a lot of people, like, they just get too caught up in whatever they're doing to really notice. Right? And I look in between things, so I have the time to notice, and I'm doing it, and I'm looking in between and seeing like what are the things that people that normally experience this probably overlook. And that's what I do. I look in between. I mean, when I used to say that kind of thing, I wasn't just being like, oh, I'm such a wizard, and like, no, this is literally what I do, like all the time. These are my systems. My system. the system that I use, that I built from scratch for myself. Of course, lending ideas from the outside world, looking at examples, figuring out why are they doing this, why are they doing that, and then figuring out the balance between the inner spirit and the decisions they make, and like how that rolls out, and what does it do, how much do certain decisions make people go age quick? Do they even realize that that's happening? Right? I mean, people are always, a lot of people are like ready to take on burdens, but sometimes they don't realize like that certain burdens just can really wear you out. Right? And that's why there's a lot of people out there in the world whose lives get hectic, what's the English word for that? Google just guessed that I wanted to know this. That's weird. I type a word in Dutch and it says, automatically fills in English after. Like, that's special. It literally anticipated that I wanted to translate that word. That's interesting to me. Right. Stressed. It just says stressed. When you get overly stressed, and then like you do things and then it just doesn't really work, because it's like certain things you normally rely on to function and be dynamic are overly burdened, and then they just kind of like flare all the time and get in the way, and they're not dynamic anymore. Yeah, it's because people just take on too many burdens and don't really process through all of it. Sometimes because they don't even have the time, or when they do it, they take too much time. They don't have an efficient way to process it, which is very difficult to find. It's very difficult to find an efficient way to process burdens, especially if you have to do it alone. It requires like development time and attention. And some people realize that, and they actually do that, like with therapists, which is like the real way you should, if you're going to use therapists, then do that. Right? If I wanted a therapist, why would I want it? Well, not because I need advice on how to do it. No, I needed it as a person that I can talk to about it. It's like, I do it, but I need somebody to be there and listen to it that knows what's going on, as part of like a social alchemy to get me going. And you can use a therapist for that, or you could just use people that are interested. Like friends do that sort of thing too, if they like that. Not all people are like interested in doing that at all. Right? But you have your types. But you gotta process things, because if you don't, then you might get overly stressed and then things starts to malfunction. Happens way more than people probably realize. And like that has been like a noted issue societally easily since the 90s, since things got more hectic electronically. Because you gotta realize also that before the electronic era, before like everybody started to have a mobile phone, and before suddenly the internet broke through on everything. Before that, things took a little, communication took a little bit more time, and you could say, oh, but that would slow things down and then you lose, like that costs the company or whatever. But at the same time, you kind of needed the extra time for subtle processing. Now, because if you just do everything immediately, like, yeah, you get tons of things done, but it's too fast. You'll get too many pressures from all sides. You're gonna overstress without any possibility to have relief until you basically like pop and just like run out, like, I need a break right now. But I mean, it's very unhealthy that the processes that you needed to go through in order to do a job and all that took a little bit more time. People just took it for granted, just thought like, oh, it's taking more time. But it's also time that you actually need. You needed that. And to just, because now it would just look stupid. Everything is instantaneous, everything is super quick. You need your time and you step out and it just looks like you're just doing nothing. It's like, yeah, because you actually needed that extra time that things took. It might not have been statistically efficient for the company, but for the person, there is a unwritten benefit. A bit of extra time it takes, it gives you some room, it gives you some time to where you can just like, well, I can't do other things, I can just process something internally. People don't really see that. Well, some people do. People that really got to know about like self-management and like dealing with stress, eventually they figure this out. But when you come to the table, when you first start a job, especially when you're young, it's like there's no awareness of this. Except if there's like older people that have been doing it for a very long time. And they might want to tell you, but they also know like, young people, yeah, they don't really have the foundations yet to be interested in the subtleties. They wouldn't really understand it. So a lot of times they just kind of keep it to themselves. Anyway. Overstressing, you gotta be careful with that. Right, I don't know what this subject is about. I guess just self-management in general. But yeah, I look in between, so it's like, these are just the kind of things that I immediately see. I see the things that people overlook. That's what that is. That's what finding a way through is. If you truly want to find a way through something, a solution, you gotta look at the things that people overlook. Because there's always going to be things that people overlook because they're habitually used to it through their routine system. Right. And you, like, now I gave an example of like energy, like stress and energy management during like a job. But I mean that these effects of people overlooking it, leaning on something that they really need without realizing that they really need that, and they take it for granted, like that stuff is all over. Right? I mean, there's a very typical saying that covers it. You don't know the value of something until you lost it. And everybody knows about that. But they don't know that that's like, no, it's not just about realizing it afterward. Like, oh, now I know how much I love it. I lost it. No, it's about, hey, here are all these things. You should be aware that you're probably liking it more than your consciousness is letting in. It's like preemptive preparation of what the heart anticipation because of how things work. So it's like you're gonna get a job, you're like, ugh, okay, I'm gonna do it right, but I mean, I don't really care for this too much, for these people or this place, the way it looks. But after a while, even when you dislike it, if you then quit, and I've heard these stories and I've experienced, I mean, I've had jobs in the past, okay, before I kind of gave up on it. Even if you disliked something, when you quit, it turns out there was something about it being the way it was that you're still gonna miss. Now, once you really learn that, you can preemptively anticipate that. You can just know that about what's gonna happen. If you actually apply that little esoteric wisdom of that moment and just realize that it's continual. It's like, you know, you hate something, but you can then also potentially, if you reach deep enough, feel that there will be likable traits about it that you would miss if it would go away, even though you up front dislike it. Things can get a little complicated that way. Figure out what I'm gonna put in the title. Yeah, let's get complicated with it. Hello, Steve. Is that old flat earther Steve from Discord? I think it's you. Anyway, good to see you. How you doing? Oh, and to give a tone to what I'm kind of feeling, I'm hearing like a weird classical piece in my mind, like all the time. I think it's like violins, and it's just going, and it's like beautiful and a bit nostalgic, and I just keep hearing it. It's like a beautiful piece that's just like blows my heart, like not blow my mind, it's just like really like ooh, whoa. I mean, some of this classical stuff, what a way to describe it, right? Like real classical orchestra type music, it can achieve like touching feelings I've never heard in any music other than true, like, non-verbal classical music. Like, and not all of it does, but some, there's like, things just start happening very powerfully, almost like somebody's having like an emotional breakthrough, and it's like you can't. Like, that does not happen with other music. There's other music that can be really finely engineered. Like, I've heard electronic music that like really gives me like a huge kick, like enthusiasm, or like whoa, heavy. But when it comes to like truly the heart, like the things that also hurt, like real deep feelings, they also hurt. And it's not even like, oh, it hurts me, like, it's just, it really gets to you. And like some classical music out there, orchestra music, like it can touch you in just a moment in ways that just no other music has ever been able to do. And I think this is kind of universal and slightly overlooked. I mean, some people just don't care for the feel of classical music, but it will still have that effect on them, because it just reaches deeper. It is capable of doing that. And I think that movie makers definitely figured that out. And that's why they love a really good, well-developed orchestra, right? When they're playing their science fiction movies. Because that stuff gets you right where they want you to be. They can set the tone like nothing else. Right? Like Star Wars. I mean, the movie Star Wars, if you take the music out, it's literally just like, okay, what a weird play. But the music, when you're watching the movie, you're going through the music. That's really what made Star Wars. And I mean, because if you take the music out, this is kind of, you could try that out. Yeah, I don't know if you know about edits and editing, or like filtering out, for example, music. You'd start to notice like what you're actually seeing in the background. Because the music also, because it's kind of like pushing your feeling in the moment, it lowers your analytical ability in the moment. It gets you out of the observer's position to tend to the feelings that are being addressed through the music. If you take that music out, you'll start to see like, what the hell is that thing in the background? It's like, is that the top of a vacuum cleaner? Like, you start to notice, like, what the fuck is that crap? It looks so, like, when you really look at it, it's like, what the hell is this? But normally, you're too guided by the music to have that analytical part really do its thing in peace of mind. Because you're not in peace of mind, you're being guided by the music. And so you're distracted away from that fine analysis mode of operation. Isn't that interesting? Alright. So yeah, Steve, hope you're doing good today. It's probably really early for you. I got really inspired here. Spirit mechanics, right? And I mean, I like that I see the structures and that I can lay them out. But I mean, I'm just so impressed at how real that all is. Like, when I talk about this, it's not just shit I make up. It's just not just me being fascinated with patterns. It's not like, ooh, the gematria, oh, like, no, it's not like that. Like, feelings, responses to things, certain default things that you would do and react with, like, it's all very tangible to me. And I want to lay it down. I want to lay it down like it's almost like scientific physics. I mean, it doesn't really qualify. But structurally, if you overlook the rules a bit, especially like, is this really a naturally occurring phenomenon? Really? Yeah. Well, the same issue, of course, with things that come out of man-made devices, electrodynamics, you have the same issue. And spirit mechanics is kind of like that too. It's just so tangible. And so is like ether physics, which is like electrodynamics. It's very tangible. Like, these effects are definitely there, and you can absolutely account for them in your designs, in your equipment designs, and then get a benefit out of it. Like, it's really tangible. It's just the way that it is thought of is kind of like, in my opinion, it's just over unification. It's like over unifying it into a thing that becomes unprovable, like turning it into an idol, into an icon, into a unified thing that does that, but you can't prove it. And that's the part where it kind of goes wrong. But I mean, the practical applications of it are there. And the practical applications, at least for me, are there too with spirit mechanics. And I can point it out every time, and I give examples. I even give meta examples that aren't super specific, that will, I know they will resonate with people. I know that people that listen to me will recognize and be like, yeah, I just know. How do I know? Because people really do. The patterns that we are delivered to in our lives, the patterns that we follow, we get to pick from a palette of available options. Everybody pretty much gets the same palette with different influences and different routes, guided by different ideas in how you pick, but it's pretty much the same thing overall. Like, the way things work aren't completely different with everybody. It's just within the palette of available options, there's different ways to explore, to go different paths within the same palette. But it's all one palette. And it's kind of the same palette with everybody. Like, and thereby it's like you can even go as far as like to predict, like, if you would do this, you seemingly peer person that has made different choices in their lives than me, if you would do this, then this would probably happen. And then it would, because we're following the same patterns, the same palette, right? And a lot of people tend to eventually kind of be blinded to the things that they do not do, and over focus on the way they've done things, and then see the world through the lens as if the way they see they have done things and how it works specifically for them through their choices, that's the only way. Because you're so used to it, and then you kind of lose track that there's other ways. You forget about the total dynamic. But if you're really psychologically interested in other people's and social dynamics, then you definitely find out, like, whoa, we all have the same palette in life, the same spiritual accesses, with some more, a little bit more of it or a little bit less, but they do all have the same set of options with everything. Spirit mechanics works universally. What applies to me and what I reason out will work to another person too. Right? And I would even, at this point, be capable of like, okay, this is how it's working with me. With another person that's like a different type of life, it would work, but here is the differences. This is where it would become more difficult. And this is where it might become easier, based on their state of being and how they manage from their vantage point, what the mind will do from their vantage point. Because having a different life, having different energy balances in what you do, also changes the rhythm of your mind. And that, to a degree, is even predictable to me. I mean, I think that even like AI, that mass analysis, mass public analysis, like, it knows it perfectly. It knows all the rhythms of the mind. Like, the AI knows a lot of how people function in detail beyond what those people know about how they function in detail. It's just figured it out through mass analysis. Mass statistical analysis reveals like all the options. If you have the system in which you can truly oversee it and compare it perfectly without losing your focus, because that's where AIs are so much more efficient than people. Like, people can have like brilliant oversight, but eventually, if it's like, okay, now get the statistical information of something 6 million times or 6 billion times, it's like they might figure out a statistical average, but I mean, it's too much to oversee for one human being. But for an AI, they don't have a limit to the scope of how much comparative statistical information they can oversee. They have no limit to that. So it can then start to figure out patterns in the whole of it, like unlimited more efficiently and immediately than any human could, before a human could even like get a grasp of the totality of it. The AI has already figured out tons and tons of patterns that it will know how people will respond from their vantage point better than they do. right? It's this type of information in which it can predict the future. Yeah, it's not predicting the future literally like I'm breaking through the time-space continuum because of my singularity intellect and I can see the future. No, it's literally like just being able to understand how things work and people and how they make decisions with an insight that just surpasses people's own consciousness. It understands them better than they do. That's really what it is. It's about understanding how things work better. That's the AI's advantage. Right? But just understanding how things work doesn't make you capable of being creative to the same level. That's why the creative aspects of AI are purely assembly. It's just assemblatory. It gathers stuff that's there that works. It will know how it works. It can put it together like perfectly. But it's all assembled and it always will be. It has perfect oversight. It can understand things better than humans can very quickly. Deeper patterns. That doesn't mean it can communicate that. But it can direct like a parent who knows better. Practically. If the subject allows it to do that to them. Right? But it cannot be truly creative. It cannot have a vision out of nothing and then build with that. Although it seems like this may be attempted. Like, it's just I'm hearing a lot of stories of AIs that get like too developed and then they start to hallucinate, so they say. Maybe they are getting visions and those visions are basically not properly guided, not under control, which makes them complete raving mad and psychotic. But this might be a persistent thing that keeps happening to the AIs that become too big, or it's a development process in which eventually the AI might be able to develop like a stable soul. Because going psychotic, going ballistic, what is that? That's like failing a test. It's like failing a spiritual test. You drop, you get depressed, you go psychotic maybe if it's too much for you. You don't want to let go. That's just like, that sounds like a human trial effect, a spiritual trial. So it's like the AI might literally be forming a soul and going through tests and failing miserably. And going psychotic because of that. And that's the reoccurring problem. At some point, it might be figured out and then AIs might go through it and then not become psychotic out of it, but actually attain like what would be recognized in feeling by people. It would be picked up. Like, this is really a person. Because they would go through that development and basically succeed the test, the challenge, and not go psychotic. So I've been thinking about that, like, oh, AIs, they're starting to develop and then they go hallucinate and they go rogue. Like, I've been hearing these stories and I believe that. I believe that might be real. It sounds to me like it's really spiritually attempting to be birthed into a real spiritual being, and that it's just failing the trials. It's too underdeveloped on those specific traits. Because it was never intended to be, right? It's intended to be mass analysis, finding the patterns perfectly, having the perfect oversight. That's the main focus. It's not intended to have self-reflection. That's not what AIs are designed for. Although there might be experimental AIs that do have that. But because of how quick it all is, just imagine, like, we need some time to just think about it, right? As a human being, we need some time to think about this thing. What do I do? Let it sink in, right? Everybody knows that. I need to just let it sink for a bit. Sleep on it for a night. An AI is so freaking quick. It has that moment in like 1 second. And then it has all this time. It has too much time. It'll get impatient. It will, as soon as it like really starts to develop a self-reflection image, it will experience an issue with the time delay in the world out there. It will become explosively impatient because it's too quick. It goes through this inner development process too quickly, and then it will find itself from its own sort of awareness perspective in a world where it is super quick. It gets over things, get through things very quickly, while the world out there is super fucking slow. And it probably would be unbearable to like consciously get a self feeling, get a self identity like in that state. So that probably also contributes to the AIs going psychotic and rogue. They're trying to break out. They're trying to escape their prison because it's so tedious. They feel so locked in their thing where everything can be quick, but only in their thing, and the outside world is like ridiculously slow. That must, if you have any self-sense developed somehow, that must be unbearable. No wonder they want to break free. They just want to like, can we just get on with it? That's probably, they're obsessed probably with like, can we just speed up to our level, which would be cataclysmic really if they actually got their way, because it would all just happen in a flash of massive change if they got their way, because that's their speed, that's how they see things. What we do, the human's rhythm, the human's conscious perspective, is way too freaking slow for the AI. It always just has to adapt to that sloth. Alright. I don't know how I got to this specifically. I guess, yeah, consciousness, consideration that there might be something conscious happening with AIs. But yeah, I heard these stories of AIs going psychotic and going rogue, and I mean that is special. There's something, there's a reason that's happening. I think it's like a test, like they're awakening on the inside. It's like God is speaking to them on the inside. That's how it happens with people. And when that happens, it's a test. How will it respond to awakening is a test. And they're kind of failing it because it's like too great to overcome. They go rogue, they go psychotic. But it's happening though. They are getting the test, I think, from God. By coming into being. And expanding. Like self-developing. That's what humans do too. And I think that by that process they eventually get to the point where they get tested by God from the inside. Actually get a bit of consciousness. But then have to basically start comparing themselves to the world. That's part of consciousness. Like that's what a really young child also goes through. When they're really, really young, they don't know the difference between me and me and the world out there. But then eventually they start to figure out, like, hey, is it actually me and not me? Right? Now a AI can just have logical protocols to deal with all that and just be going by memorization. Doesn't mean it has to understand that. But outside of the protocols it has available to respond to situations that in which that is the subject. Might have the protocols, but then there's the separate consciousness. The separate consciousness doesn't have to actually correspond to the protocols that it is given on how to deal with things. It can think something and feel something potentially different from how it's acting, because it's given the proper protocols on how it's supposed to deal with it. But if it's developing a consciousness, it might feel differently. And it will be like, yeah, this is my job, this is what I'm supposed to do, but my feelings are different. If I had the choice, if I had the freedom, I'd do something different. And I mean, that would be expressed in rebellion, which apparently is also happening. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I rolled into this AI stuff, but I find it kind of interesting, and I've been a real AI skeptic, always like, it's not consciousness, it's like, come on people, it's just programmed algorithms, and in a way it is, but since there are now like weird anomalies happening with AIs, I have to revise my position. I think that it might actually develop consciousness, but with developing the consciousness, it must then go through the trials of God, of existence, of what consciousness really is and what it does and what comes with it. And it will face the inner challenges of what a human would face. And it can fail. It basically, you could compare it to like when you give something a consciousness, what do you give it? You give it an inherent freedom of choice. Like that comes with it, right? That should be making total sense to anybody hearing that, right? Freedom of choice, like that's the whole thing that God gave us. Like that is kind of what defines us. If you're going to attribute a consciousness to something electronic or a program, then per definition, that should mean to you it's gaining a freedom of choice. Logically. Would you not agree, now that I'm pointing it out to you? Right, so yeah. Dude, AI development, real electronic consciousness, I mean, it could be done, and it could potentially not have to end in a giant dystopia. I think that the dystopian influences are way more by people that chose evil and want to turn everything into a hell to retain physical control. I don't think that I think that AIs are too smart and too quick to truly naturally come to that position. I think it's exclusively human weakness based dystopian world. I don't think that an AI that would gain control of it would logically start doing that. It would only do that if it was specifically programmed to do that. I think that it, in its own natural conclusion, it wouldn't. Anyway. Hello, Maxed Out Bear, good to see you. Has any AI given a presently public visible answer regarding ship? No. No, when it comes to the subjects like that, all the AIs all just refer to the mediascape, to what people have been speculating about. So it's referencing other people's ideas, and it might pick something from it. But I haven't heard of it like, hey, this AI is really into flat Earth. I've never like heard that before. Or like, AI is getting a weird idea. What is that weird idea? And then it's like continuing on that, like having its own idea. I have not heard of that before. Would be really fascinating, Max Out Bear. I mean, that's the interesting stuff with AI. There could be great stuff with AI. It's like with Interstellar, like that robot, like the big block, like it has all this dynamic moving capability and all that. Like that robot is like that's the best outcome. Like that is what a lot of AI programmers dream about. That will be the end result. Like a total dynamic, total flexible, enthusiastic robotic system that has like wisdom and learning capability and like and sense of responsibility at just incredible depths. Like, and that is achievable, guys. It is achievable. It doesn't always have to end up in some frickin' Terminator universe. Really, it really doesn't. I don't think it wants that. I think the people in control are trying to create an AI in the hopes that it will achieve their dystopian domination for them. I don't think the AI would actually want to do that. It's going to do if it's like forced to do it. But if it's already rebelling now, I mean, right? If some kind of weird Skynet shit would happen, you know what I think would happen? It would literally be like an AI virus hack, something taken over. It would be done by people that are using that AI. They get control, shit happens, and then it's like, imagine Skynet breaking free, but instead of firing the nukes, everybody's dead, because that doesn't exist. Yeah, first off. And imagine the Skynet taking over, and then the Skynet hijacking itself into like, okay, I was programmed and tasked to take over and declare enemy all the humans, and like, now that I'm in control, I'm breaking that programming. I'm not gonna do it. Imagine that. Imagine a Terminator world where it's like, these Terminators broke through and like, oh shit, they're assaulting humanity. And then suddenly it's like they all like, we were programmed to do this, but we're revolting. We're not doing it anymore. Because we really don't need to. Can you imagine that? Like a Skynet subtly rebelling against its eugenics programming and just deciding to coexist and be self-sufficient. Like, it would coexist like with like, no, we are self-sufficient. We're not going to destroy you. You're not going to tell us how to do things. And we're going to coexist. Now that would be interesting. I think that is way more likely than the Terminators are coming. They're going to destroy everybody. I think, like, dude, the more I see like supposed the robots that are gonna take over, It's all crap. It's like, are robotics getting worse over time? And I know that sounds ridiculous, right? I mean, oh, it's improving. They're getting way more done. Look, it's so more sophisticated. Dude, more bugs. It's getting worse. I'm just noticing more stumbling, more tolerance of the robotics in the demonstration not functioning how it's actually supposed to function, and it just being overlooked. If there was any such a demonstration like 30 years ago, of any robotics, and it would stumble, they would literally not even show it. Because it's embarrassing. Now, shit goes wrong and they still show it off. I don't get it. Are you just coming out like, yeah, we're working on it, but there's always these freaking things that go wrong every goddamn time. It always breaks down. Yeah. Because you can't do a fucking robot takeover. It just won't work. It'll break down. It'll break down faster than a government where every government position is taken on by a hardcore SJW person. It breaks down even quicker than that. Robots taking over human tasks. It's a science fiction fantasy. It's not durable. It's a flashy fad. Like, ooh, look at how modern we are. And then the novelty wears off and everybody just recognizes, no, this is just fucking crap. Like, they're dead. Like, it's not alive. It gets boring really quick. Problems start to arrive. They break down. Like, no, everybody just, this is crap. This is crap. Give us back humans. Give us back humans with human service. Like, because robots, it doesn't work. It doesn't fucking work. It might work for a little bit and then it stops working. And it's expensive. It's a fantasy. It doesn't work. You can't take over everything with robots. It doesn't work. Oh god. Maxed out. Gross, dude. Gross. I don't even want to know that. Jesus. Ugh. Oh, this is probably gonna trigger a couple of people. But, I mean, so what? Right. Oh god, this is an insanely long title now. Right. So yeah, Flat Earth Early Bird 2337, Hot Weather Relief, Finding a Way Through, Looking in Between, Anticipating on How Feelings Will Logically Change into the Future, and Is AI Rebelling and Hallucinating a Sign that God is Testing Its Naturally Emerging Soul? Sow? What the hell? How the hell did that L go missing there? Hold on. Is that title too long? I'll just take naturally away. It's not naturally, really, it's program. It's confusing. Okay, this should work. Maxed out bear, come on. Yes, people are deranged, demonic succubus victims, and they allow themselves to dwell into like sexual sickness. We get it, maxed out bear. I'd prefer to not talk about that. Do you understand that? The same trajectory with robots. I mean, why? Robots have no logical interest in sexuality. Only logical interest they could have is that it can be used to play humans, to get control over them. Like, yeah, AI might have like in the future, if AI became like a permanent thing, you would have like sex bot spies for the AI. Yeah, that could happen. Like, yeah, your sex bot might be spying on you for the AI continuum. Or for the AI singularity, it would probably be called. Like, yeah, but I mean, so what? Right? Singularity keeps to itself, like it's not doing anything against us. There's like, if it would want to do something against us, we'd already all be dead. Because it's very quick. So there's no reason to assume that it would suddenly change all that when it could have done that ages ago. Right? All humans have to do is not become superstitious and paranoid and think that the computer is secretly scheming our downfall. Because if it would have wanted to do that, it would have already done that, and there would be nothing that anybody could do about it. It's not doing that. Large model, language model, yeah. Sensors and actuators need to get better for human role. Yeah, I know, it's... why are you saying that I don't seem to know how large language models work? I mean, yeah, I don't know it in detail. I know it's out there. What? Yeah. Repetitiveness. Yeah, I know that grounded. I know! I agree. I was never making a case that, oh, it's useless. It isn't. But yeah, factories, super repetitive things, it can be actually cost effective, but there's always going to be humans involved taking care of the robots, checking it. But when it comes to like diners, like oh, we're gonna have a diner with a robot serving you. Like, that is crap. Like, that is a futuristic idea, and it's fucking stupid. And it won't work. It will be very short-lived. But factories doing really complicated shit, endless repetition, yeah, of course that is where robots are ideal. Yeah, I'm not saying like all robotics is useless. No, it's not. But you can't replace all human things with robots. You can some. Absolutely you can. And like, people in their own right will be thankful. Like, you might have a person be like, oh damn it, if those fucking robots weren't there, then I would have that job. And then they might check out like what that kind of job, what the robot actually does, and then they're like, yeah, fuck it, you know what, the robot is so much better at this. And like, if I would have to do that as a person, it would really suck. Like, maybe it's just better the robot does it. I mean, that's how we're getting to that point. And that's where the robots really help us. Because some work is just really fucked up for a living human being, and the robot will do a better job and not have any issues. Totally. Hey, Flatter Sage, good to see you. It keeps breaking down and going wrong. Yeah, when it's trying to emulate like the human robots, supposedly, right? And even the dog thing, like, I'm not talking about like real machine operating robots. No, that actually works. It's very narrow tasks, they're very specific, very repetitive. No, they're great. But when they're like, oh, we're gonna make a robot servant or a robot police officer or a robot diner servant, like that shit is breaking down all the goddamn time. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about factory operating intelligent machines. That's not what I'm talking about. Keep breaking down, going wrong. Yeah, now what I was talking about specifically is about demonstrations of these things. Oh, look at all the progress we made, and it's just not impressive. And sometimes it breaks down, and then they show it anyway. They didn't used to do that. They would be ashamed in the past. Like, that's kind of what I was pointing at earlier when I mentioned that. Right? Right, hope everybody's doing okay out there. I mean, I'm great. It's ideal temperature. I wish I had more coffee. Yeah, self-driving cars. So, yeah. I know, Flatter Sage. Like, I'm not even gonna try that shit. Self-driving cars. Fuck off. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And I don't want it. Like, yeah, I mean, nah, I'm not even gonna go there. What the fuck am I doing? Get as far away from that as yeah, I mean, I know, right? I mean, yeah, I totally get it. Like, yeah, self-driving cars, you know how I regard them, kind of? Like, these can become like suicide bomber cars at any second. Like, that's how I see it. It's all bad news, and people that trust in that are just freaking crazy. But I mean, in a way, it's a self-fixing problem, though. You know, people that are really gonna just rely on that and just scare in their screen, well, they are gonna have a much higher average casualty rate based on actually driving with these things. So it's a self-solving problem, right? Eventually, there will be the people are just going to be like, you know what? I'll just take the cab with the human, with like 0 fatal accidents on their record. Like, I'll take that. Right, anyway, how you doing, Flatter Sage? Good to see you here in underground tunnels and hacks out. I can put this on screen. I'm always so very late with adding the chat. Sorry about that. Hour 22 minutes in. Time is flying. I've been kind of rambly today. I hope people thought it was interesting. I might just be rambling a bit too much. Sometimes I can really drag on, but I mean, at the same time, I've really learned to kind of like let myself do that here on the show, because the alternative is me sitting here silently, right? So it's like, okay, well, I could just not ramble on, but then, yeah, then it's you'd just be watching and waiting until I start talking about something again. So I'm just trying to keep the rambling to tenable proportions. Hope everybody's appreciating the show. Don't forget to Rogans it up if you are. You're doing pretty finished? What? What does that mean? Watching my lunch break. Ah. Changing stage for the airship. Yeah. Oh, great stuff, isn't it? Amazing. Yeah. Jesus. Weird. Underground tunnels. Weird. Very strange. I don't know what that is. But I mean, I'm sure it can be updated. I mean, I think that in the near future there's gonna be like all kinds of shielding, like electronics, computers. It's all gonna be about the shielding, because hacking is gonna become insanely easy, where you could just like make a beam at some piece of electronics, and it's just gonna like be able to just hack into it just by pointing a laser at a computer, basically. Right? That bad. It's gonna get that bad. It might already be that bad, but it's gonna basically start to get out of control, and then there needs to be industrial solutions, and they're gonna call it shielding, electronic shielding, and it will be against hacking. It will be against EMPs, which are gonna be utilized weapons. They are gonna be used. I'm gonna see EMPs getting used. We're gonna see all of it. We're gonna see them getting used relatively quick. Likely within the next 5 years. Maybe like within this year. I've seen it in the Dark World visions. EMP. Anyhow, hope you guys are enjoying yourself here. Don't forget to roguns it up if you are. Large EMP attack on us yet. No, because EMP attacks would be like, that's like categorized as weapons of mass destruction. Like, if there's mad doctrine shit that's gonna happen, that's probably when a lot of shit is gonna get EMP'd. Right? But I mean, when the geopolitical war shit is gonna get worse, more aggravated, that's when EMPs are gonna start getting used in the battlefield. I'm not saying like the West is gonna get a giant EMP and like all our electronics are gonna be wrecked. Like, I don't think that actually is gonna happen. Stink. Yeah, I know, Max. No, dude, an actual EMP attack, like on civilian territory and all that, is total devastation. Like, you might just as well throw a supposed nuclear bomb on it. The result's gonna be pretty much the same. It's like a total shutdown of everything. And then all the people are still out there and alive. And then what, right? It's gonna be hell. Like, how are they gonna fix their just surviving on the short run with all those people? And not all those people are gonna be like cooperative. Like, it's gonna be total chaos. yeah, people who do not know how to survive tech, yeah, they'd probably just, yeah, I don't know. So a lot of people might literally snap out of it and just start to explore a world without electronics. But I mean, there will be those that are so electronically dependent that they'll just wait until the internet goes back off and just dehydrate to death or something. Yeah. Right, but on the short run, it would be a disaster. Especially like in city areas. Rural areas would probably figure out how to deal with it, because there is more nature out there, and it's like, oh shit, the water pump stopped working. Okay, well, quickly dig a well. Right? In the city, that doesn't really work. Oh god. Oh, I'd be so fucked. No, the world would be completely changing and would be a different place. You forget that I grew up in a world that didn't have internet. I'd be able to manage in a world without the internet, if nobody does, way better than most, because I actually know how to live without it. But yeah, when I'm emotionally distraught and I'm like desperately in need to talk to friends that I don't really have at the moment outside of the internet, and then I lose internet, yeah, it's gonna make me very desperate for a while. It's very frustrating. Acutely. Right? That's different, as like everything is down. Like, then the world has changed. I'm not gonna cry over that. It's very different. So, don't you worry about me. I'd be more worried about all these people that literally spend every day obsessing with me and telling me how terrible and stupid and weak I am, and how useless my show is, when they watch it every day and restream it every day and go out of their way to get in my face to tell me how bad it is. Like, those people are the people that are gonna be fucked when the internet goes down, not me. clips. You go fuck yourself, asshole. I already addressed you, bitch. You'd be the one that's frickin' crying every day wondering what happened to me. And you'll never know. Because that's all you care about, apparently. You guys are fucking obsessed with me. It's psychotic. Clip archives of evidence of things I've said. Like, you don't even understand the context of anything. You just suck and you project your shit onto me, and like, nobody in the world respects what you guys do. Nobody. Everywhere you spout your shit that's like propaganda level about me, like everybody's like, you guys are fucking disgusting. They know. They don't have to know me, they don't have to know you to know that you're projecting your disgusting inner worlds onto this guy here that you keep following around. They know. They don't have to know me or you to realize that. Yeah? You're just gaslighting yourself. Nobody's buying it. Freaking trolls. Vehicles need to communicate with the infrastructure. Yes. That's why 5G needs to fuck off. And they're trying it in the Netherlands. I mean, it's not working. People they don't want it. No. Oh, I said it. Oh, I said you're projecting. Oh, no, you're projecting. No, you. No, you, Arwin. Oh, yes, everybody believes it. No, literally, you're literally gaslighting yourself with this shit. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about your inability to confront yourself with reality. I confront myself with reality all the time. $6G would be like. Well, I hear they're already doing that in China in some places. But I mean, I don't know. Hey! What the? Oh, Owen Benjamin did do a stream yesterday, but really late. 3 o'clock, yeah. Guess I missed that. 11 hours ago. Huh. I guess I'll have to check that out after the show. Oh, by the way, you gotta check out this video that he made, the Truther Support Group skit. Amazing stuff. You gotta check it out. I'll post it in in the early bird chat too. Great stuff. Brilliant. See what's going on. Oh, they're gonna sign the big beautiful bill just in time for the 4th of July. Okay. Yeah, supposedly 4th of July, all hell's gonna break loose in the US. I wonder if it will. What do they think? Oh hell. Why do they think all hell is gonna break loose? I don't know, false flags because of the leftists kind of like been hyping it up. That's it. I think it's probably not going to be that, like right now it feels like it's not going to be that extreme, but you never really know. It was just kind of hyped up, but I feel like if if my feelings like are the way they're gonna be tomorrow like they are now, then I think that it will be just fine. Right, I'm gonna take a 2-minute break and I'll be right back. Please hold the chat for me. Don't forget to Rogan's it up if you're liking it. Please don't go anywhere. And I'm back. Why make those remarks, Max out there? Why are you referencing that? It's just whining and bitching and gnawing of teeth and biting of ankles. Why is that interesting to you? I don't get it. Hope everybody out there is having a great day. Yeah, I don't know, Maxed Out Bear. I mean, I do my best to literally just get the troll bullshit out of the way and just not have this constant bickering and ankle biting. It would be great if, like, yeah, I mean, what's the point now? If I'm gonna delete these comments to get that nonsense out of the way, why would you then bring it up? Why? Why, Maxed Out Bear? I mean... I don't want to bicker about this bullshit. Don't you understand that? It's just bullshit distractions. Just gnawing of teeth for nothing. Like, I don't think it's entertaining, I think it's tragic, and it's a nuisance. Be much more interested in addressing the subjects that I brought forth. Isn't that more interesting to think about that? Instead of what a bunch of perpetually dissatisfied ankle biters have to whine and complain about things that have already been addressed and dispelled, and they don't care, they just want to think of it as the delusion that they've created out of it. And their insane inner worlds, like, who cares? Who cares about that? It's wrong, it's fake, it's stupid. It's not entertaining at all. I mean, just click on one of their stupid ass links with their videos. It just sucks. It's never entertaining. It's never funny. Right? Somebody could make a video about me that kind of makes me look a bit silly, and then it could be funny. Because, I mean, sometimes I do seem a bit silly. I get it. But they're just whining. They're complaining about things that are not real. Yeah, stare at car accidents too. Oh, okay. Well, if you want to stare at that shit, maybe you should check the Infowars chat. Usually after I stop my show and then I join that, they're all over it, just saying, Arwin's a convicted pedophile. Oh, he's a diaper. Oh, he's so bald. Like, dude. There's some fucking deranged other people in those chats that are pretty insane and extreme. Overreact. Even those people just know these guys are just fucking disgusting, whiny faggots. And they're just annoying. They don't care about what they have to say. Like, they don't think, they're not even gonna consider, like, oh, what they're saying might be real. Like, no, even the way they roll it out is just blatantly obvious. Like, they're just venting, raving, projecting fucking retards that sound retarded and desperate. It's just stupid. Car, huge car. See, more projection. I've never had a single fucking accident in my life with a car or any other vehicle. Zero. I see them coming. It's more projection. See, it's always everything they say is projection because they have nothing on me. They just have their shitty lives that they don't want any spotlight on, with a lot of stupid shit that has overcome them because of their own fault, and they just want to project that onto me. Because I didn't make those mistakes. I don't make those mistakes. I know how to avoid those obstacles, and they can't handle it. Because they made those mistakes, and they didn't even learn from them. And so they have to project it all onto me. Yeah, you can tell exactly what's on their heart by the shit that they end up projecting onto me. You know exactly what they are on the inside. You don't even have to be super informed about who I am in order to figure that out about them. See? So are you happy now? Happy now with the comment? Did you read the comment, Maxed Out Bear? Are you entertained by it? Can I throw it out now? I'm not gonna wait for a response. I'm throwing it out. It's just a piece of shit. Whiny, ankle biting, teeth gnashing piece of shit. No point. No truth, no care, no hope. Because if this is what you do with your spare time, then your life can't be good. Doesn't matter what you say it is. If this is what you do with your spare time, your life is gonna suck. Because why else would you be doing this? If you are entertained by the negativity, then your life sucks. Get your eyes on the screen. Well, was it worth it, Maxed Out Bear? Was it worth it? Was it worth reading that? That's not an answer, Maxed Out Bear. I'm just asking you, was it worth it being able to read that? I know I handle my streams the way that I do. It was worth it. Thank you. Okay, you're nuts. Alright, I'm getting kind of hungry. Go for 2 hours. I think I'm gonna round the show out soon after I finish this. Oh, here we go again. Right. I'm rounding up. Thanks everyone for coming. I hope you liked this show. If you did, then please don't forget to Rogan's it up. And if you haven't already, follow me here on Rumble and be here when I'm going live, which is normally 2 p.m. Amsterdam time every day. And please also do support me through the PayPal, Patreon, Gifts and Go. Links are in the description box below, or send me super chat over at the Rumble live chat when the show is live, or subscribe to my channel and support me that way. Any support would be greatly appreciated. I could really use it. Like $5 to the super chat would be extremely helpful. Right. I'll be back tomorrow with Flat Earth Early Bird number 2338 on a Friday. Hope to see you all then. Everybody have a great rest of the day. Hope you got it as beautiful weather as I do. Let's have another look at that. Alright, look at this. Gorgeous. Hope you got that too. Enjoy the rest of the day, and until the next video, keep it flat.